Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. We are on a new month. Today is Monday, June 1st, and I wanted to share the weekly updates as far as how my performance is trending. So I started this whole project of, hey, I'm 51, really working hard to make sure I actually optimize for great health. But what does great health really look like? And it's literally like 4 or 5 metrics, right? Sleep, heart rate variation, heart rate, resting heart rate, VO2 max, how many steps you're taking, and pretty much those are the core ones. And of course, blood pressure and weight, right? But those are usually downstream metrics. Upstream is really I would say those are more, so weight and things like that, those are usually metrics that come from doing the few things, not more than 3, right? So your daily average steps and your sleep, right? Those are really responsible for, I would say, the 80-20. If we were to do the 80-20 or 20-80, whatever, those are the ones that are responsible for a lot of the other things, like your blood pressure and things like that. So I'm happy to actually report that I'm trending up, right? So the most important thing is how are you trending? And the only way you'll know how you're trending is if you're tracking all these variables on a weekly basis, right? Because a week is enough days, 7 days is enough to actually go in and do the tweaks. And it's not long enough such that, hey, you've really gone off course and then you track it a month later. I'd started out a month, but a month is just way too long. So cut it down into a week and then make sure you're also collecting clean data. So a couple of things that I noticed this week. I had a scheduled sleep time between 10 and 8 a.m. 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But I noticed that the sleep, sometimes I'll sleep earlier or I'll sleep later, right? So what I did is to actually, when I go to sleep, I actually turn on the sleep mechanism on my watch so it actually tracks correctly. Because what happens is sometimes I'll sleep past the scheduled time and then it won't be tracking. So I decided to just do it manually so that I can actually collect clean data. And then to also make sure that the watch is actually charged. So those are the 2 key things I would say. Other than that, like, I started doing more steps. It's getting warmer too, so I could definitely walk outside. I'm about getting ready to actually do a run. And then I didn't track on Monday. I totally forgot to wear my watch. So that kind of definitely messed up my data. But I mean, the key thing is resting heart rate is going down. That will automatically go down the more steps you actually take, right? Last week, I'm higher by 556 steps, right? And all it is that, hey, you just take a walk. Like if you could do at least 3 miles or even 2, like make sure it's something you can adapt to, because there's no point of you doing 10 miles one day and then 30 days you haven't done anything. Just start with the baby steps, right? The other thing is, my heart rate variation is up, 4.8. It was, so you want this to go down, you want this to go up. You want your VO2 max to go up, right? It went up by roughly 0.6, not much. This usually takes time, right? Steps is definitely up. I'm really want to hit my steps because these 2 are probably the ones that actually cause everything else to fall in sync, right? So that is the poll, and you can see from this dashboard that every headline metric improved week over week. So that's fantastic. I'm really proud of the improvement. And then sleep heart rate variation link is visible. Steps pattern, 1 big day, not a habit. So definitely. And then this week's single adjustment is definitely the sleep, right? So red flags, sleep below target for 4 out of 5 days, because again, Monday, I didn't really have my watch on. I totally forgot about it. VO2 max below average, but it's improving, which is a great trend. And then definitely weight. I'm tracking my weight. I started adding my weight, so I'm down to 212.6 pounds average this week. I was at about 216, so about 4 pounds down, right? Just by walking. Can you imagine? I'm still doing this 12 to 7 window. Don't eat anything until afternoon, and then make sure you stop by 7. So that is my week trend. I'll definitely, hopefully this week. And the beauty about it is consciously, because you know that, hey, you have a report coming up every Monday, you actually look forward to making sure you're seeing those improvements. So that's the value of what you measure, you actually improve. Because if I waited for a whole month, I wouldn't even care because I have to wait for 30 days, right? But the fact that I noticed that, my window is about to close on Sunday, I got to do stuff, right? I got to definitely start walking. I have to start doing some exercises, maybe sleeping. So that subconscious state of mind where you know that you have a report coming up on Monday definitely makes you be completely aware. And if you're aware, now you're able to make changes. Hope you have a great week. Until next week, cheers. Lee signing off. Bye.